So I didn't get cited one single scientific demonstration like I asked for from globe believers. Not one. What I did get sent was this. Supposed historical footage from NASA showing an Earthrise from the dark side of the moon, filmed by the Orion spacecraft. Putting aside the fact it looks absolutely ridiculous. Putting aside the fact they show the Earth to be a ball, which of course we know scientifically impossible. And let's also put aside the fact they chuck in some piano here, again hoping that might soften you up to believe this nonsense. Putting all that aside, we still see an obvious problem. See if you can spot it. So we've got this globe Earth just risen up behind the dark side of the moon, alright? Just bring it back a smidge. You can see the supposed dark side of the moon there blocking this lit up globe Earth, which when we bring it out, pretty much the side facing us near enough looks totally lit up. Which is a bit of a problem. Because we've got the sun supposedly 93 million miles away, judging by the shadows on the craft behind us to our left. We've got the moon in front of the spacecraft, which of course is filming this silly charade. And then we've got the globe Earth fully lit up behind the dark moon. You see the obvious problem here? The moon, the dark side of the moon, in relation to where the sun is, in relation to this spacecraft supposedly filming this, the dark side of the moon would be fully lit up. It's not. Are they that dumb at NASA and their special effects team, if you can call it that they didn't work out the dark side of the moon is reference to people on Earth, not in space, particularly from this shot? Because this shot, the dark side of the moon would be fully lit up, based on the shadows, based on the fact the Earth facing us is pretty much fully lit, which means we're facing the so-called globe Earth, which means the sun sort of behind us to our left somewhere, based on the shadows. But like we've highlighted, the moon's in total darkness. They still can't get this tosh right. And it's for a good reason. For karmic reasons. They do it on purpose. They cover themselves. They could just say, look, we showed you it was tosh. It was ridiculous. The piano should have told you that. The fact we showed you the Earth as something that's scientifically impossible should have showed you that. And then the moon, the dark side of the moon, which should have been fully lit up, showed you that. Never mind the fact our naive space fans trying to defend this and believe in this tosh. We showed you. And they're right, they are showing you. It's just people are under a trance. Call it a piano trance, a space trance, Star Trek trance, whatever. The education system got at them first, and then the TV finished them off. Wake up, people. This is going to continue for as long as you tolerate this tosh. And this tosh is pushing human suffering.